So here's the thing, when you get to work on a weekend warm-up with expert minds and Don and Leroy, it means that behind the scenes, what you could do is pick their brains, and we've asked Don and Leroy to come up with 4 interesting facts, or at least their opinions on how the rest of the season is going to play out. Now, Don, your first thought, and I think this is going to be at the top end of the table, right?
Don't be dare putting any sort of tumbleweed or anything there like he was asking for.
That wasn't me.
Liverpool against Man City in a week's time. It's just going to be so important because Jurgen Klopp came out with a great line a couple of weeks back, and he said, he got asked about different competitions. He went, at some point, if you're going to win a competition, you're going to have to play Man City. And those two teams are now setting the bar, not only in the Premier League, but right across Europe. So this game, I think in particular, could be crucial.
And let's not forget, Liverpool do have the chance tomorrow to go top of the table, albeit for just
Hang on.
What was that?
Tumbleweed.
Our thoughts ahead. Tumbleweed. Thanks, yeah. Thanks, the producer.
Late.
That's usual.
Messed it up. Messed it up. One job they had.
Got it wrong.
Just one.
Yeah.
But this is a crucial game as well, of course.
Yeah, it is. And it will be crucial. And in amongst it, we've got the Champions League as well. You know, we've got so many things going on. But both these teams have been in this situation before. And, you know, they've got to deal with players coming back from international duty, but they've got players of such character. You just know they're going to come back and their mentality is going to be absolutely right, Don. But they have been brilliant as right. But next week's game, every time Liverpool and Man City play, the level is just beyond every other game. I honestly believe it's just beyond every other game. Earlier on the season when they drew, the goal that Salah got against the run of play where City were in control, it's just something happens which is just beyond football in a lot of ways, because you've got 2 brilliant managers and 2 sets of players who are at the top of their game always.
I always joke when you're watching football, and I always have a little semi-joke in here, and there's always a game where you think, I could still do a job, you know. I could still play. I could still do a job, even for 15...
That's why
you watch Liverpool against Man City or Man City Liverpool, and you go, I could never do a job. The standard
I thought
is
it was sort of
ridiculous.
Kitman then.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They push each other, don't they,
Exactly.
to just be better and better. Now, I know it's all about team performances, but there are individuals that could make a huge difference. How important will Mo Salah be from now until the end?
Well, Don made a really good point about the squad at Liverpool now with Diaz, you know, has come in and Jota in great form. But Mo Salah's form could direct the course of the trophy. And the reason why I put that up there is because he's had 2 unbelievable disappointments. Yes. Unbelievable. The Africa Cup of Nations in the final and not qualifying for the World Cup. And I just thought, just before he went off to the qualifier against Senegal, I just thought that his form was dipping. And it was just like, I just felt it dipped a little bit. Just looked at his record in the last 7 games, and he's only scored 1 penalty. And he picked up an injury. Now, I know it sounds ridiculous. Mo Salah never picks up an injury. He went off at the end of the game, didn't he? With an injury, and then he's gone off, had the disappointment, obviously in difficult circumstances, losing to Senegal on penalties. I'm just wondering, is this the time where you do get a dip in form from Mo Salah? Because you also got the contract negotiations behind the scene as well, which haven't been sorted out. And you add into the mix the form of Jota, the form of Diaz. So how will he affect the running?
The thing is with Mo Salah, in my opinion, I don't know if you agree, is even though you've got a run of form or a lack of form for his standards and the standards that he's set, you know, I think when we're talking about Mo Salah, we're talking about elite mentality.
Absolutely.
We had a massive argument before, and we'll get onto it later on about Everton. But when you look at Mo Salah and the players that Jurgen Klopp's got to work with, elite mentality.
Exactly.
Isn't there a potential worry then for any opposition of Liverpool coming up that they face Mo Salah on the back of such a barren run? Because what we know, Don, is that he's going to score at some point.
I don't know. I think yes, I know what you're saying, where you look at a barren run, he hasn't scored, it's inevitable that he's going to score. I don't think opposition players think that way. I know when I've played, if you see someone that's in bad form, you'd rather that continue because you're selfish, you want to look after yourself and your own team. So I get what you're saying. So that's going to be quite critical.
Do you think that's what the Tottenham players were thinking when they faced Manchester United and Ronaldo hadn't scored for ages?
Just a
little hat-trick.
Yeah, exactly.
So we talk about the running, we talk about the title race, but then the race for 4th is also, it feels like that's going to go down to the wire. But Arsenal at the moment currently occupy 4th. Will they stay there?
With the game in hand, they're 4 points clear of Man United, but don't be too confident. I was really confident a few days back going into this break, thinking, well, 4 points clear, game in hand, the form's good, the mentality's good. I think the manager's now got a group of players that he can control. Every single player's contributing. However, when you look at their away games, especially
against
Crystal Palace on Monday, they've got West Ham away, Tottenham away. some really, really tough fixtures towards the end of the season. But
everyone's fighting for something.
Exactly, but you look at Arsenal, and I think they're best placed, not in terms of their points tally, that helps for sure, 4 points on Man United with a game in hand. But I'm looking at a young team that's been moulded from Mikel Arteta, and you go all the way back to match day 1 when they lost against Brentford. And we stood here and we went, that was either poor from Mikel Arteta not prepping his team for the way Brentford were going to play, or the players didn't listen to him. Then they go into Chelsea, lose that. They go into Man City, lose that. Not the end of the world. But how they've recovered has been astonishing. And depending on who wins the title, and if they get top 4, he would have to come into the conversation for manager of the season.
Absolutely.
I think he's done incredible.
He has done incredible, and I've had loads of Arsenal fans getting in touch with me saying, "Oh, Leroy, you've been saying, they're doing well, but they're not going to finish in the top 4."
How did they say it, Lee?
"Ooh, Leroy, you're not going to finish in the top 4. It's been just like that. And you know what? I still don't believe they're going to finish in the top 4.
Really?
Because I think they're a young team holding on to something. There's a different pressure. I do think that they just might slip up. But look, that's another discussion. But the last one is the argument we had earlier in the green room.
Oh,
And it was an argument.
I was just going to say, Leroy, that if Arsenal were cruising at 35,000 feet, Everton are a little bit of a tailspin.
just to let everyone know at home
Go on.
that we've not seen each other for what, 10 days-ish?
10 days-ish, yeah.
We've had the most blazing row in the green room
Amazing.
about number 4.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe.
Absolutely. Lampard needs to turn the tide at Everton and quickly. And the argument we had is about how he's going to do it, because I just felt that after the game against Crystal Palace that he went the wrong way about it, criticising the players, saying it's all on the players. And I just felt that he was just looking after it. I think it was emotional. I thought that it was reactionary. I didn't think it was done with any sort of thought in terms of how it's going to influence the players in a positive way. And you look at his record, 10 matches, 4-1, drawn none, 6 lost. Some of those have been in the cup as well, against Boreham Wood and Brentford when they were at their lowest ebb.
He'd like them wins in the Premier League, wouldn't he?
Exactly, and I just think, I've watched Everton, and I think they have been trying. That's the thing, I think they have been trying, and I felt he's had to nurture that and build it. By doing what he did, I think he might have just knocked that all down. And I'd see going to West Ham might just compound that
My argument against that was Frank Lampard was emotional. I get that, because he's a young manager. He knows the game. He knows the feeling of Evertonians on social media especially, and they are panicking big time. And I think he had every right to criticise the players, because the way they've been playing, and I go back to the Tottenham game when they lost 5 and it could have been 9. The only reason they didn't lose 9 is because Tottenham took the foot off the gas. Southampton beat them 3. And they've took some heavy scorelines. And every time they've went behind, I never fancy Everton to get back into the game because of the standard and the lack of elite mentality in that group compared to teams like Man City and Liverpool. I know that's pretty elite, but that's what he's got to deal with. And I thought it comes to a point now, if you're a manager, and what Frank Lampard said by saying some of them lack a little bit of bottle, I think that's saying to the players, come on then, show me. I can't put an arm around you forever and protect you while we're losing heavily every single week. Now this is on you. I've been here 5 minutes. This is on you. What have you got? Have you got it in you? Have you got the minerals to get yourself out of this? Because they are banging trouble.
And games are running out.
They certainly are.
Exactly.
Okay. Back now to the title race, and time for a little pep talk.
Always I believe that the top clubs are, in the beginning of the season to fight for the titles or win the titles. But in the same times, what I'm proud of most is the fact I arrive again after 5 seasons at the end of the season fighting for the titles. Always I learned that in Barcelona when I have a close friend, a physical trainer, who said to me, the big clubs always have to arrive in April, May, fighting for the title. This is a success season. Not drop in November, December, you have any chance to win the titles. And we are there. So we're close. Well, we are right now today, top of the league, and quarterfinals, the semi-finals for other 2 competitions. So that's good. Now, is try to try to fight for them.
Morris! Oh, that's glorious! Technique beyond your wildest dreams.
In the season's over, there are highs and lows, good moments, bad moments, injuries, always. That's why the Premier Leagues or the long competition, it's the most difficult thing, because always you have to overcome situations. This is more important from my point of view, every season being the Champions League next season. This is the most difficult thing in football, modern football and competition, to be consistent for a long time. And we were able to do it, and this season we are able to do it again. When you are champions, the big mistake or the big problem you have is start to believe or think something like you are not. The concepts, the principles, you know what you have to do as a team for your mates, do mate for yourself. You have to do it continue, and that is the point. I like the Premier League more than any other competition to win it, because why you like more? Because when you win the Premier League means you win a lot of weeks, and these weeks you won, you are happier. You go to sleep better, your dinner is better, your relation with the players and the staff is better, and I don't like to win one title when 10 months was, you know, not good, and because you win one competition, it's 4, 5, 6 games. That's why the Premier League is the consistent, and every day, and you win, the day after is better, and you prepare the other one is better, and you win again and again. And that's why always I give a lot of credit to the consistent for many years, you know, in the last 4 years, 3, and now we are still there.
And so the special game, the rapt attention of the planet.
We face an incredible contender. Come on, when you watch them, you see them, so they are one of the toughest opponents I ever faced in my managerial career by far. And still being there after winning that means a lot. It means a lot for us, a lot. I love this game, and you know, I like the competition. I like when we won and someone chase you, you know, to beat you, and it's scary to lose, to disappoint the people like support me, and I don't want to disappoint the players. I don't want to they feel my decisions bad, and that make you know, think about it and do it, and adrenaline for the, you know, the grass, the green, the spectators, the crowd, the media. But in the same time, I admit it, I'm not the same like I arrive. But at the end, I arrive here to prove myself I could do it in England. I already done. I play against any team and I lose, but I win, and we do it. The titles are done. So what's next? And after I have to stop. And when they're going to finish, I will stop, because I have to find a new challenge, a new situation. But in that moment today, I'm not thinking about that, because we were 9 months or 8-9 months to arrive in this position, to arrive the last 2 to try to, you know, to win the titles.
Pep Guardiola there, who's won, 8 major trophies in the last 4 seasons?
Not going to panic, is he?
He's not, but could the Champions League now prove to be a bit of a distraction now, Don? Because we know how much he wants it.
I don't think it will. I know it's on his mind for sure, and it's on every mind of a Man City fan. I think the way he manages the team that he's got, the squad that he's got, he'll find solutions. He won't just play the same team. In an ideal world, if you've got your best 11, he won't go my best 11, because he trusts these players, he trusts his squad to be rotation. And I think he'll just look at individual games and say, that's my 11 for that game. He'll fast forward to a Champions League game and say, that's my 11. It'll be close. I don't think there'll be 6-7 changes like Liverpool had against Watford, when they played in the Cup a couple of weeks back. But I think he'll rotate. He has to.
Really interesting hearing Don say that, because Leroy, over the last sort of 2-3 seasons, we're always playing a little bit of pep roulette with who we may or may not start. Liverpool have such depth in their squad now that I think that conversation's shifted over to Jurgen Klopp's selection. Yeah,
it certainly has. But for Man City, I think Don's right. I don't think it'll be a distraction. But what Pep's doing is that Man City usually play more or less the same, but just tweak the front three. Like who, in terms of who plays where. Does Foden play down the centre? Does he play on the left? I think that's what he'll do with Atletico Madrid. But what we do know that they'll have most of the ball against Atletico Madrid. So will it be a distraction? No, not at all. But it'll be a really good build-up to another big game against Liverpool. That's what you want to do, get momentum. So it will have an effect on the Liverpool game, their performance against Atletico Madrid in that first leg. But the front three is really interesting, because, you know, we said about Sterling, Foden. You know, Sterling's not been really a number one choice. He's tried to integrate Grealish, and I think that's taken a little bit of time. Mahrez, when he's played, I think he's been outstanding, you know, on that right-hand side. And Foden, I think, is the best false number 9 I've seen. But he will tweak that, and that's going to be really interesting, because that will then say to Jurgen Klopp, give Jurgen Klopp maybe an idea of what he's going to do against Liverpool.
See, when managers, we've been in dressing rooms, JJ, when a manager picks his 11 and he sets you up before a game, and you go into a game, say Man City, Liverpool in a week's time, and Guardiola's got his 11, and the team sheets come in, when you're sitting in the dressing room, and if you're Man City and I'm Liverpool and we're sitting in the dressing room, you'll see the Liverpool team come in, and they'll be squiggling it down on what formation they're playing. Same for Liverpool. Then it's a question, once you've got the 11s, of what players play against who. And you try and get that before the game into the build-up, but you only really get it once the 2 11s come in.
Yeah.
So I'm in the Liverpool camp thinking, who's Pep going to play on the left-hand side? Is it going to be Sterling? Is it going to be Grealish? Will he go with Jesus through the middle? Does he play false nine? Is it De Bruyne?
Don,
Is
can
it
I just jump in quickly?
There's loads going on.
Quickly before we talk Burnley, three names from both of you. Starting 11. Starting 3.
For
Up
Man
front
City?
for City.
What Pep will do or what I think he should do?
Yeah.
What I think he should do is Raheem Sterling on the left-hand side. I think Phil Foden through the middle. And I think Morris on the right side.
Yeah, I agree.
Easy, that was.
That was easy. Well, that was good.
Test me next time.
Well, let's
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
easy.
Burnley, because actually both managers have favourable fixtures in the first weekend back, with Liverpool, of course, playing Watford, and
yeah.
these guys playing Burnley. But can Burnley cause an upset, do you think?
I don't think so, Seams. I think there was
Can
I
you
know.
make a
Well,
case?
listen.
Can you make a case?
Well, it's Burnley, it's Sean Dyche, it's Turf Moor. Anything can happen. But I think when you look at the numbers and look at the stats, I think there was about 5 games on the spin, or 4 or 5, where Man City beat them 5-0. I think the average over 9 seasons or 9 games is something like 32-1 in City's favour. I don't see an upset in this one. I think the calibre between the two teams is... I think the gap's too big.
I don't see an upset, but I just look back a few seasons ago, you know, when Aguero scored that goal, it just went over the line, do you remember? And Burnley caused them all upset. And not being funny, the temperature in this country has dropped about 100 degrees in the last few days. And going to Burnley when the temperature's dropped and all of a sudden there's hailstones coming out, so the conditions are going to play a big part. If it's windy, cold, and Man City have got to go there, you know, I agree. I think Man City mostly get the job done, but that will just play into Burnley's hands, and they'll be expecting a difficult game, because Burnley can give you a difficult game.
And this is exactly why the Premier League is the best competition in the world, because any other competition, Don and Leroy, you look at it and you go, they're top, they're second from bottom, it's game over, but not in the Premier League. Score prediction, Don.
5-0.
Well, traditionally has been 5-0.
I know, I'll go 3. I'll go 3-0 City.
3-0.
I'll go 2-0 City.
Okay, right. Well, Liverpool kick off match week 31 when they take on Watford, who they've not lost to at home since the turn of the century. And ahead of that game, we've had some title chatter with boss Jurgen Klopp.
Cater for Alexander-Arnold, and touched in by Mane. Liverpool have met their minimum requirement, which was to win. Matip, Super Bowl, Diaz! So Liverpool keep on winning, and that is the name of their game. Firmino with finesse and style. 9 wins in a row, and they keep on going.
I am ready, definitely. Now we are obviously in the last period of the season. All international breaks are now gone. The next 8 weeks will be incredible. So many games in such a short period of time. So how always in life, you need luck, otherwise you're screwed. So we need to make sure that we are as fit as possible, that we stay greedy in a very positive way, just as we are ready to fight, that we are ready to face problems.
Here's Nico Williams for Liverpool, and there's Firmino's hat-trick. 5 on the road.
The rest of the season starts against Watford Saturday 12:30, so that means that's the first moment when we have to be ready, and then all the rest is coming, but really thick and fast. How we say here, then it will be a real challenge to get through all these games, and hopefully we have a lot of games. That would mean we go through the semi-final, would mean we go through the quarterfinal, all these kind of things. But it's tough. So let me say, the schedule is made for this team winning this team winning this, and this team winning this, and not one team winning a lot. We need to be on full power, in a full power mood to win the big ones. And we will see. How I said, we are not favourite in one competition, but we will still try to be as good as somehow possible.
Walker stepped over it. De Bruyne! Another gem of a goal!
We pushed each other on insane levels. What can I say? Long may it continue. That would mean we will be around them. And if you're around City in the moment, you are around the top of the football mountain. Because I don't know a better team than them. And the closer you can be, the bigger the chance is that in 1 or 2 games you can beat them. It's a privilege for me to coach such a team, and it's a privilege for us to be close enough to influence the decision, to influence the final outcome. But I'm concerned about Watford, and not about City, which is then probably a week later. In between, we play Benfica. Oh my God! Yeah, that's all big, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. But I know it will be intense as well. Well, definitely, it's the best squad I ever had as a manager. I love working together with the boys, obviously, because they are really a super bunch of very talented football players with a great attitude, a great mentality. But we know, in the end, the season will be judged by the things we achieve. And so far we won the Carabao Cup, that's great. But we should try. We should give it a proper try, and that's what we will do.
Wow, it really does make this run-in so exciting, doesn't it? Hearing from both of these managers. And now it's over to Don and Leroy to tell us what they think will happen for each of the teams from now until the end, because that will give us an idea of who's going to win this title. Surely, Don. So I'm going to come to you first.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when Burnley?
So you want me to do all these teams?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Liverpool win.
Okay, then Liverpool.
Draw.
A draw. Oh,
Yeah.
Brighton.
Win.
Okay, and then Watford.
Watford at home.
Home.
Win.
Leeds away.
Leeds away. Win.
Newcastle at home. You're a Newcastle fan?
Win.
Oh, okay. West Ham away. That can't be easy. That's not going to be easy.
Draw.
Okay.
Villa. Win. And then Wolves away. Last day of the season. Draw.
Oh, a draw.
91
points. Okay.
Mine's
There's no
Mine's
way.
crazy.
Are you beating 91?
Well,
Have to wait and see.
I'm giggling because I can do mine really quickly.
Can you?
Yeah, win, draw, win, draw, win. Win, draw.
Basically, you just copied me.
You bugging my phone?
No,
You
you've
bugging
been
my
together
phone.
too long.
Too long we've been. I predicted exactly the same. 91 points. Look, I bet it's not the same for Liverpool.
Okay, let's
Let's
have
have
a
a
little look.
Let's find out.
91 points.
Go on, Don. Where have you gone?
For Manchester City, right? So, Don, Liverpool at home to Watford on
Win.
Saturday. Yep.
Yeah. Win against Watford.
Was it? It will. Come on, catch up.
It's okay.
Yeah.
What's it?
It's internet.
We know
Man
this next
City,
one.
always
You
one of the
already
best
said it.
games in the country.
You said
Draw.
it was going to
Yeah.
be a draw.
Man United. Ooh, I was going to go draw, but I went win. Everton, Merseyside derby. Win. Newcastle away. Win. Tottenham at home. Win.
Big game.
Southampton away. Win. Wolves at home. Win. And Villa away. Win.
Oh, so they picked up.
Flawless apart from City.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, I went Watford, win. Man City, draw. Man United, draw.
Ooh.
Everton, win. Newcastle, win. Tottenham, win. That was easy. Southampton, win. Wolves, draw.
Ooh.
Aston Villa, win.
Wow.
So the champions are?
Let's have a look. The anticipation. Wow.
That's going to be
Who would
brilliant.
have it? Who would have thought it?
One of us would be right.
Yeah.
It's much
I
clearer
suppose-
now. Much
Yeah.
clearer now.
I suppose looking at it like that, Leroy, you've got the gap that is currently in place to be that in 9 games' time.
Look, it's brilliant because it's just you never thought that season when they went head to head. You know, they were playing on different days and they were just backing every result up. I think it's going to happen again, honestly, and I think it's going to be fine margins. And I honestly do not disagree with Don.
It's-
You know what I mean? Because
It's
that
so
could happen.
I mean, if we
It's
knew
so
what we were
difficult.
talking about, we'd go.
Exactly.
In terms of
Exactly.
trophies, then, how many trophies do you think Liverpool will win this season?
I think we'll win. Well,
Definitely
Premier
this
League,
one, yeah.
Carabao Cup is 2.
Yeah.
Champions League 3 for the treble,
Yeah.
and City can have the FA Cup.
Okay.
I think City
Very
win the
generous
FA
of
Cup, the
Do you
Premier
think
League,
Champions League?
and Champions League. City win 3.
Wow.
I mean,
One of us are going to be right, teams.
you know, just thinking, Don, for your predictions to come true, Liverpool would have to have gone unbeaten for 18 or 19 games,
Yeah.
drawing 1.
Yeah.
If they do that,
Yeah.
absolutely
That's
fantastic.
the beauty
We're
of the
just
Premier
guessing.
League, and that's the beauty of these two
such
sides.
a great season, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, these two taking Premier League titles to next levels.